My friend Rui, how you feel today?
Today, I'm scared, huh?
Yeah.
210 Ks. Just look at your handlebar, the amount of KO end we have today.
Too much, huh?
Whoa, no, shouldn't be allowed.
For second last day is too much, huh?
Yeah, Vuelta next year. Let's stay just to Madrid last week.
Stage 20 is a spectacular classic-style outing and a final big day for the GC riders. Jumbo-Visma have dominated the race and they're set to lock out the overall podium, but don't try telling them they're in for a relaxing day.
If you think with 4,000 altimeters, stage 20 in a Grand Tour can be a quiet day, then this is your first Grand Tour you are watching. I think I don't expect anything quiet. It will be really hard, and yeah, we are ready to control the race, and yeah, we wish to at least a bit of quietness, but I think it will be a super hard day, and it's the last day when everyone can try their best luck. So yeah, it will be, I think, a super tough day.
With over 200 Ks and those 4,000 plus metres of climbing, it's like a mini Liège-Bastogne-Liège. Good news for the winner of the last two editions of the Belgian Monument, Remco Evenepoel.
A bit different, a bit harder, but let's say that the climbs are longer, but a bit more steady and a bit less steep, so you can compare it, but still it's after 20 days of racing, and yeah, and having this as a last big battle today, I think it's going to be a bit harder.
Groupama FDJ are among the teams yet to win at this Vuelta. It's last chance saloon for the French squad, who had their young climber Lenny Martinez in red during the first week.
On a 4 gars qui passent bien ce genre de profil. Il va y avoir un Remco intenable. On va voir aussi les gars du général ce qu'ils vont faire. Est-ce qu'ils vont laisser Jumbo dicter la course ou est-ce qu'ils vont quand même prendre les choses en main? On va voir, mais pour nous ce sera l'échappée. C'est notre seule chance de faire un résultat aujourd'hui.
Some riders have found their legs in week 3, others have been performing since Barcelona, notably Andreas Krohn, who's been in 5 breakaways and had 1 stage victory. The Dane giving Evenepoel a run for his money as the race's most combative rider.
I'm really happy with my Vuelta, and today is the last pull, and then yeah, I will see how far I can get. I hope to be in the break and ride for the win again.
There are 207.8 kilometres to cover on stage 20 with no fewer than 10 climbs, all of them third category. It's going to be an exhausting day in the saddle, constantly up and down. It should suit a strong breakaway, but it's also going to be fascinating to see if any of the GC riders decide to shake things up. Well, everyone was expecting Evenepoel to go up the road today, and rightly so, the Belgian getting involved in the early skirmishes. Marc Soler was also looking keen, leading the way over the first climb of the day. It took around 20 kilometres for the breakaway to get the green light from the peloton, a big group of 31 riders going clear. Evenepoel was in there with 3 teammates, and so were 3 other stage winners at this race: Krohn, Leonard Kemner and Rui Costa. Other big names included Geraint Thomas, Wout Poels, Hugh Carthy, Romain Bardet and Lenny Martinez. Jumbo-Visma, who had Wilco Kelderman up the road, soon let the gap creep out to a couple of minutes. The best placed on GC was Evenepoel, almost 28 minutes down on Sepp Kuss. This would be another one for the breakaway. Well, despite the lumpy terrain, the average speed was over 45 kilometres an hour in the first hour, and in the end only 4 teams missed the move: Lidl Trek, Cofidis, Total Energies and Astana Kazakhstan. The climbs continuing to come thick and fast here in the community of Madrid, northwest of the capital city, with the gap soon swelling out to over 6 minutes. The race settling down into a familiar pattern, with the average speed dropping a little. For the time being, there were no big moves up front, with the 31 leaders working well together. And if anyone did try to attack, Soudal Quickstep had the numbers to shut them down. Pelayo Sanchez going on the move for Burgos BH, but he soon had Mattia Cattaneo for company, and they were brought back on the descent.
Dernière gare, 6 minutes 36. La gap 6 minutes 36 seconds.
Well, heading on to the final few climbs, Soudal Quick-Step decided to take control of the breakaway, with James Knox, Catania and Louis Fafaka pacing for Evenepoel. Their combined efforts soon began to thin out the front group.
Now we start to see a big attack from Wout. This is a big move and it's putting Soudal Quick-Step under a lot of pressure here.
Well, Poels, another winner of Liège-Bastogne-Liège, putting the hammer down on the final climb, and the only man who could hold his wheel was Lennart van Etvelt. Soler was fighting to come across, followed by Evenepoel and Sanchez, but it looked like game over for the rest of the front group. There were also a couple of half-hearted attacks in the peloton on the same climb, but Primož Roglič was on hand to protect Jumbo-Visma's race leader Sepp Kuss. Of the top 10, only Kian Uterbrooks lost a bit of time. So 5 men set to contest the stage victory: Evenepoel, Sanchez, Poels, Van Etvelt and Soler. Could anybody stop the Belgian champion getting his 4th win of the race?
Here comes Wout. Remco Evenepoel had himself in the right position, and Wout rounds the final left-hand corner, and he's trying to get the jump. He's trying to get the surprise, coming up and trying to rush the gap, but is it all but too late for Remco Evenepoel? Evenepoel looking to make it 4. Sanchez is there. Sanchez from the wildcard team. Sanchez who's looking for his 2nd victory, but coming to the line. It's going to be close. It's Wout. It's a throw for the line. They don't know.
The GC group rolling in over 10 minutes after Wout Poels snatched it, with the winner of this Vuelta, Sepp Kuss, flanked by the winner of the Giro d'Italia, Primož Roglič, and the winner of the Tour de France, Jonas Vingegaard. It has been some year for Jumbo-Visma. Wout Poels waited 21 Grand Tours to take a first stage victory at this year's Tour de France, and he's now made it 2 in 2 with a first proper success at the Vuelta. He only inherited a win on Angliru in 2011. The Dutchman showing all his nous to take it by a whisker from Evenepoel. It's a 23rd career win for the 35-year-old.
I think I'm like a bottle of wine. Every year I get older, I get better. So it's pretty amazing, especially really hard stage. And it's amazing to beat riders like Evenepoel in a break. So I'm super happy.
Poels taking his 2nd win of the season ahead of Evenepoel, who has now finished 2nd on 3 stages of this Vuelta. Sanchez with his first World Tour podium in 3rd place. Kuss will become the 2nd American to win the Vuelta after Chris Horner in 2013. He takes a 17-second lead into the final stage, with the Jumbo-Visma trio comfortably clear of Juan Ayuso in 4th. Caden Groves has been pushed harder than he would have liked by Evenepoel in the points competition, but the Aussie should keep hold of that green jersey tomorrow as he goes for glory in Madrid. Evenepoel has dominated the mountains classification over the past week. He'll take the polka dot jersey by a huge margin of 84 points from Vingegaard. Having finished 3rd overall last year, Ayuso will have to make do with 4th this time around, but he can console himself with the white jersey for the best young rider. 20 stages down, 1 to go. The riders will roll their way into Madrid tomorrow before a final bunch sprint. It'll then be time to celebrate the winners of this 78th edition.